Hello, welcome back to GOT. Today we're going to talk about the new Pixel 9 series phones that have just been announced. I'm going to go over them all in a little bit of detail so you know exactly what's available. Then we're going to talk about whether you should upgrade or not, yes or no. Let's check it out. Now in this video, I'm going to cover these things you see here in this image. You have a lineup of 4 new phones. We're going to talk about those. But first off, I want to quickly cover what they covered in the video. They talked about Gemini, and this being a Gemini error, and that was really most of the video was Gemini. They talked at least for the first 50 minutes just on Gemini before they actually got into the phones. Now Gemini is going to be baked into these devices and actually made available on all Android phones. So not only are the Pixel phones getting Gemini, but all Android phones are getting Gemini.
With AI at the core. As Rick said, Gemini is a key part of this vision. We want to bring all the improvements of an AI-powered OS to everyone. That's why Gemini is being built for Android scale.
Now in this video, I'm not going to get into all the specifics about the Gemini and all the different features. We'll talk about that in another video. But what I do want to cover, I think, is really important because it could make or break the decision whether you upgrade to a new Pixel 9 phone. Now, Gemini is actually an AI, and you can actually download an app called Gemini and put it on any Android phone, and it basically works just like ChatGPT, where you can ask questions, it'll try to find answers. Now, where they're headed with this Gemini is they want you to get Gemini Advanced, and Gemini Advanced comes with a 1-year free trial only on the Pixel Pro series, which you have 3. We'll talk about those here in a moment. But the Pixel 9 standard does not get the Gemini Advanced for free. And Gemini Advanced can be put on any Android phone. It's not specific to the Pixel phones. You can download it, you can subscribe, and it's $20 a month to subscribe to Gemini Advanced if that's something you want to do. So keep that in mind. It is not actually part of the phone. It's an additional software feature that you must purchase. Unless you get the 9 Pro phones this year, you get 1 year of free, and then after that, you have to pay for it. Now let's talk about the Pixel 9. Now the Pixel 9 standard is the starting model of their Pixel series, and it's fairly basic, very similar to that of the iPhone. You know, you have the standard iPhone where it'll have 2 cameras. Now, what's really nice and upgraded this year on the Pixel 9 is that the 2 cameras are both 50 megapixel cameras. So you have your main shooter and then you have an ultra wide. Now, this is a great thing because with the 50 megapixel cameras on both of them, you're going to get the best of both worlds. And they've included digital zoom with the cameras. So with the cameras, you supposedly can get up to 20 times digital zoom without losing 80 quality because of AI enhancements on these devices. Now, if that holds true, those are great camera features. Now, what's also going to help the Pixel 9 is they upgraded the RAM from 8 gigs to 12 gigs. So if you remember this last year, there was a big thing about whether AI was going to work well on the Pixel 8 because it only had 8 gigs of RAM. Well, they made sure it's not going to be an issue with the Pixel 9 by upgrading that RAM to 12 gigs. Now, the Pixel 9, like all the other Pixel phones this year, is coming with the G4 chip. They're saying it's going to be much faster than last year's model, up to 3 times faster. And all the new Pixel series phones are also getting the new sonic fingerprint sensor built in right into the screen. And they're saying that that sensor is actually going to perform 50% faster for fingerprint reading. That's really quick. And they're saying the battery on the Pixel 9 is going to get 20% more life. So that's pretty cool. Now, hopefully that plays out. More battery life is always a great thing. Now, the price point for the Pixel 9 is going to start out at $799. So the Pixel 9 Pro, just like the Pixel 9, comes with the G4 series chip. And it also comes with 16 gigs of RAM in both Pixel Pro models. So that's great. Now, what's different with the Pros, it comes with the Pro triple cameras in the back. And it looks like it also comes with the thermal sensor, but they never talked about that in their video presentation. Now, these cameras on this Pro are 50 megapixel across the board, and you can even see with the digital enhancement at night, it actually tops one of the other top brand phones, as you can see here in their nighttime sample. That's pretty impressive. Now, of course, with the 2 sizes, you have a 6.3-inch phone and a 6.8-inch for the XL. And they're saying that there's no compromise between the two. If you prefer the smaller Pro phone, you can get the 6.3 and you're not going to lose any features that you would have had on the XL. They're both the same. unlike one of their competitors, say Apple. So that's a good thing, Google. Thanks for not penalizing people with smaller hands and giving them less features. Now the Pro phones are priced at $999 for the standard Pro. That's the 6.3 inch. Then if you go up to the larger 6.8 inch, the XL, that one starts out at $1,099. That's really not much of a price difference, just $100 and you get the larger phone. There's one more Pixel 9 Pro phone, and that's the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Let's go ahead and talk about that one now. So in looking at the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, you can see it's coming with, of course, the 16 gigs of RAM, just like the others. It's got an 80% brighter screen than last year's model. That's pretty bright. It's also coming with a triple camera setup, just a little bit different in design of its cameras. And of course, this year, the Pixel Fold is coming with the current chip. So it's coming with the G4, just like the rest of the lineup. I believe Google learned their lesson from last year. Now, what's interesting in this event, they call it the thinnest foldable. And then, of course, if you look down there in small print, it says in the US. And they also called it the largest foldable display. And again, look at the small print in the US, because we do know there are other Chinese models that are larger. Now, in this event, they didn't really talk much or at all about multitasking. They showed where you could watch a video on one side and do some chatting down below, or have two apps side by side, but they didn't really cover multitasking. So I'm suspicious they have not added the multitasking features that we see on phones like the Samsung or the Oneplus Open. We'll know more about that once we get the phone in hand, or see more reviews on it on YouTube. Once I know more, of course, I'll let you know. Now they're also saying it's the most durable foldable, so I'm not sure how that will play out. If it's the thinnest, how can it be the most durable? But we'll definitely do some comparisons when we get it. Now the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, they've kept the price point from last year. It's $1799. So that's really good. They didn't up the price, and you're getting a lot more phone and a lot more features, I believe, with this new Pixel 9 Pro Fold. And because it's part of their 9 Pro series, it's going to get all the extra features that you see in the Pro phones, as well as this nice big canvas to do things on. Now, if you remember last year, they talked about this enhanced zoom. They didn't really cover it a whole lot. They just said it's there now. So it's going to be on board with the new Pixel 9 phones. I don't know if we're going to get it in the Pixel 8 right away. It's probably going to be in an update, but we were promised that a year ago. So they better put it on the Pixel 8 Pro. So to answer that question, should you upgrade? Well, as far as the new Pixel 9 Pro Fold, definitely. You want to upgrade from the Pixel Fold because you have a newer chip in this. This is 2 gens newer, being the G4 versus the G2 in the original Pixel. So you're getting a much faster chip in the newer one. Plus you get all the AI features and don't have to wait on them, which they had to do on the first gen Pixel Fold. And there's still features they haven't gotten. So yes, I would upgrade. Trade in your Pixel Fold if you want to and get the new Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Now, how about your Pixel phones? Well, let's start off with the Pixel 8. Should you upgrade the Pixel 8 to the Pixel 9? Well, simply because they're putting 12 gigs of RAM in the new Pixel 9, and it's most likely going to perform better. It has the newer chip, the G4, which will be faster, and the cameras on the Pixel 9 have been upgraded. You have the 50 megapixel main shooter like you do on the Pixel 8, but the ultra wide is a 50 megapixel ultra wide. So you're going to get better camera performance out of the newer Pixel 9 series. Should you upgrade? I leave that to you. I would say yes for those 3 reasons. Should you upgrade from the Pixel 8 Pro to the Pixel 9 Pro? For me, I don't see so much. There's not a whole lot of upgrade. The cameras went from a 5-time and an ultra wide 48 megapixel to a 50 megapixel. So not a lot of jump there. The only difference is you're getting the faster processor and 1 year's worth of Gemini Advance with the phone. Now that's like a $250 value. So if you wanted to get the Gemini Advance on your Pixel 8 Pro, you're going to have to pay $250 or $20 a month subscription. And then remember, on the Pixel 9, it's only good for a year. Then you have to go to that subscription model. So if that AI stuff is not that important to you, don't do it. And because they're still saying they're adding more AI to it in the future, it's not fully baked yet. So you'll be upgrading to a phone without the full features anyway. Now, because I am going to get the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, and it will come with the Gemini Advance for a full year. Once you have Gemini Advance subscription, you can use it on all your devices. So you don't have to get it for each device. So therefore, I will actually be able to use Gemini Advance on my Pixel 8 Pro as well. So for me, there's no sense in upgrading to a Pixel 9 Pro. Since I already have the largest phone, which I prefer, there's not enough to entice me to upgrade. All the phones are available to order today, but they won't all come out together. It's going to be spread out between this month and next month, and the foldable coming out in September. Now, if you pre-order, you get an extra $350 in-store credit, which you can't actually apply to the phone, but you do get some credit there in their Google store if you're interested in that. And they do have some trade-in values for trading in some phones. I wasn't too impressed with their trade-in values, but you might want to look and see what you have and what is available for you. That's it for my first quick impression of the event and what's available. I will do a comparison with the phones and other manufacturers as soon as they become available. So you want to make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. And of course, while you're subscribing, make sure you smash that like button. Give me some love. That really does help out the channel. And if you haven't already gone into the Google store and look at the phones, you've got to try it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, God bless.